Before this video starts, I just want to say that everything I say in this video is just off of my opinion on what I've experienced on previous games that I've played in the past. Not everything is surrounding in FNAF. I will be using some other examples from other games that I've played that have been buggy and glitchy, and how I feel about this game and comparing it to others. I'm not going to be comparing it to just other types of games that just aren't related to FNAF. I will be comparing this game to other FNAF games, but just to let you know, everything said in this video is just my opinion on how I feel about the game. But anyways, let's get right into the video. Hey everyone, Clarkysj here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm back, and today I want to quickly talk about FNAF Security Breach. Now, when this game came out, I was like, oh, it's looking pretty cool compared to other FNAF games. This was like the first ever official FNAF game that was like free roam, and like we got 3D and stuff. And all in all, it was pretty cool. Now, a lot of people were hyped for this game because it was something new, something different compared to any other FNAF game that we've ever seen before. We're getting absolutely amazing cutscenes. This was the first ever FNAF game to not only just specifically just launch on PC and mobile, but it releases on console as well. And I think it is PlayStation exclusive as well. A lot of people were hyped for this, and granted, when I did play FNAF, I was a FNAF fanboy when I was super young, and granted, as days went on, the game was still good and I still quite liked it, but just not as much as I did when I was younger. But when I saw this game, I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. You know what? It's not bad to try some games of an old franchise I used to play. So I gave it a try, and at that time, when I was playing this, I had so much fun. Now, when I had so much fun in this game, I saw a lot of reviews for this game saying it was okay, but it had a lot of game bugs, and a lot of people did not surprisingly like it as much. But coming from my experience of gaming, not just from FNAF, but from other games as well that have been broken and having buggy messes, yet it's still great the way you play it. I consider this game a really, really great broken game. And here I'm here to give my opinion on why I think FNAF is a really great broken game. First, let's talk about the bugs. The bugs in this game are whack. Now, as you know, you have Freddy, who is the main character. Well, not the main character, Greg is the main character, but he helps the main character, Gregory, in this, who basically can you can basically upgrade as the game goes on by giving him Monty Claws, Chica's beak, Chica's voice box, and Roxy's eyes. And basically with these, you can use different abilities, and you can basically smash through walls with Monty's claws, enter secret areas. There's a lot to do, but there is a lot of bugs within this game, and it really sucks. But as a whole, I've experienced so many games that have been buggy where I've had fun on them. Let's take Sonic 06 for example. Sonic 06 was a game that a lot of people were hyped for, but even though it was rushed and super bugged, I still had my fun on it, to be fair. And I get that people will be like, oh, but that was years ago, and it's like people have already experienced their taste with Sonic 06 to the point where they might not really care anymore. But think about it, back then, everyone hated it because it had so much bugs, had a great soundtrack, had some okay cutscenes, and all in all, Sonic 06 had so much potential to be something better and something more. But sadly, of course, it never lived up to people's expectations. Whereas in FNAF Security Breach, I've seen a lot of people had fun on it, but I've seen complaints from it as well, from a lot of people complaining about the game. One of the biggest complaints I've seen is really not really the bugs, because I know every game has its bugs. Every game's not perfect. Everyone knows that. Every game will have its bug, whether you like it or not. There's not a game that's going to be 100% perfect without a bug, unless somewhere out there we get an essay or some shit. As a whole, we got to understand that I feel like this game was changed mid-development in terms of story, and for that, gameplay might have changed as well. Now, here's why I think that. In the trailers, you hear Vanessa, the security guard, talking about saying, hey Gregory, we and you can get out together, and I'm going to help you get out.
Gregory, we can get you out of here. You and me together. They won't stop hunting you. None of them will stop hunting you.
Whereas Freddy helps as well. But in this case, we don't hear any of those lines within the game. Vanessa doesn't help you at all, and she might be linked in with Vanny somehow. And all in all, that is just pretty wild if you think about it. Just like the story in the game, I think was changed mid-development, as this game was delayed a whole entire year due to the stuff that's happening in the world. But when I think about it now, I really like how they made it in this game, where the security guard is not the nice one here, and it's just mainly focusing on the animatronic being the nice one, honestly. But as a whole, I just find it really strange how they would just change it mid-development. It might have been on a good course. They should have just kept it as it is, and then as it went on, they should have just focused on fixing the bugs, the glitches and stuff. And granted, even though the security guard would have been nice to you, Vanessa, Freddy was still planned to, you know, help you out and stuff. So it's not like as if, oh, if they did make Vanessa nice, Freddy wouldn't help you within the game. That's not true. Freddy was still planned to help you in the game and stuff. But as a whole, I think they did change it mid-development, because Vanessa really doesn't help you in this game at all. She traps you up, she looks for you, and she could be linked to a fanny and possibly glitch trap from the VR game. It's just like, what the hell is going on here? Now, as a whole, when I played this game, I was like, damn, this is actually really fun. And people were really unhappy with the fact that this game isn't really scary. Now, you can get some scares here and then within this game, so it's not like there is scary bits within this game. There definitely is. For instance, the security bots, when you're trying to go past them and they somehow sneak up on you and they do scare you. It's kind of terrifying. I kept shitting myself over and over again over the security bots. So, honestly, when you think about it, this game has some scares. But the only problem with it is that you only got scared when you got jump scared. Whereas in the other FNAF games, you were scared 24/7 when you are going to be jump scared, where the animatronics are coming from. Like, you were worried and scared 24/7. Whereas in this, you're only scared when the jump scares happen. A good horror game makes it so you're scared 24/7. Every corner you turn, the enemies you see, the little snippets of possibly an enemy coming after you, you know. Whereas in Security Breach, it feels more calm, and that's how I personally felt like in this game. I felt more calm playing this game. The only time I felt like I was scared 24/7 before I was jump scared was in the daytime area, well, the daycare area, where we were basically going around looking for the generators to hide from the nighttime animatronic. Like, that was the only time I was scared 24/7. And maybe the endoskeletons, but aside from that though, that was the only time. And when I do get scared, I would be really focusing on trying to stay away from the other animatronics and the security bots. But as well, this game does have its scares, but it is definitely different to say that this game doesn't have as much scares as it does in the previous iterations of the game. The game's graphics are amazing. It has some bright neon light colours, and I'm a big fan of bright neon light colours. It reminds me of Black Ops Cold War of the 1980s type of colours, like the Miami map from Black Ops Cold War. And before people say anything, I know people are going to say, oh, you shouldn't be comparing it to a game that isn't FNAF or anything. But as a whole, when I have played this game, I definitely had a lot of fun. When I did the first live stream of this game, when I got to Phaser Blast, I definitely did have a lot of fun. And I really had so much fun to the point where I wanted to stream early. I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop everything what I'm doing and stream early because I had a lot of fun in this game. And I'm glad I did. One of my favourite things about this game is that you can choose like what you want to do first before you do this or that in the game. But there's one problem with that, and that is the fact that when you're given a party pass from Cheeky's area, you can either use it on Montergatorie's Golf or Phaser Blast first, and you get another one at the end when the 6 AM doors are open. Now here's the thing, if you choose Phaser Blaster first, you then need to go to Roxy Raceways after, but to get into Roxy Raceway, you need to then get Monty's Claws, and the way to get Monty's Claws is if you have another party pass. If you use the party pass on Phaser Blaster first, you're basically done. Like, you're done. You can't go back to Monty's Golf until the end of the game. Now, the only way how I got past it was through a glitch, which basically just led me to the other side of the gates, and then they just opened it automatically. The only problem with that is, like, I wish they made it so there was another way to get a party pass instead of just relying on having to get to the very end of the game when it reaches 6 AM and then you get another party pass if you decide to stay with Freddy at the end of the game. That was my really only problem. And again, the whole bugs with this game, I really never experienced that much. When I see people experiencing bugs on games, I've really seen it from PC players. Now again, I'm not blaming it on the PC players, please don't say that, alright? I'm just saying I've mainly seen it experienced on PC, whereas on PlayStation, I've had some bugs, but not a lot really. But as a whole, it really seems to be a lot on PC. But again, I just have the weird feeling that this game's story, and for their story being changed mid-development, gameplay was changed too. So for that, they changed it midway through development as their game, again, did get delayed. So they may have took that as an advantage for saying, hey, of course our game is having to be delayed for an hour. No, seeing as our game has had to be delayed by a year, is there anything we could change? And in this case, instead of Vanessa being a good person, they've decided to go, you know what, let's make Vanessa being a bad person, where Freddy, Vanessa, and Gregory don't work together, and it's just really Gregory and Freddy. Which, honestly, when I think about it, I really like that path more, because it changes it up a bit, so the security guard isn't, like, you know, like, the top tier, like, best character who's the good character in this, you know? And again, with FNAF games, there's a lot of lore to explore, and FNAF Security Breach has definitely got me going with that. Like, why Bonnie's not in the game and Freddy misses him, obviously something happens. And then, of course, along with that, who is Gregory? Why did he come into the pizzeria? Why did he come into the pizzaplex? Like, who the hell is Gregory, and why is he here? But aside from that, though, I really have no other complaints apart from the fact that the bugs and glitches can be a pain, but yet again, the game is great as it is, in my opinion. But again, I think the biggest problem that people really had with this game was the fact that it wasn't as scary, and the only time you really got scared of security bots snuck up on you, or maybe some animatronics. Whereas in the other games, you felt scared 24/7 when checking the cameras. You had to check Foxy, you had to flash the light at Foxy and Mangled and the other characters going down the hall in FNAF 2, and then you had to lead Springtrap through audio logs, you know? It was terrifying, and whereas in this, it's simply just, you're not scared 24/7, you're just wondering what's going to happen next. It gets you lower, and the only time you get terrified is when, you know, the actual characters like jump scare you. Granted, as you've seen in the gameplay here, just as I'm saving, this is where Monty jumps at you. When I first played this area, I literally screamed out my lungs thinking, oh god, how fast is he going to catch up to me? And my god, it was kind of terrifying, and it is cool, but as a whole, it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, oh man. But I don't have any complaints for this game. I had quite a bit of fun with it. So, honest to God, this game is okay. It has its problems. But as a whole, any game with bugs or anything can be great. Like, you know, like, I had fun on Sonic 06. I've had fun on many games. But as a whole, FNAF, I think the main problem was the fact that it just wasn't as scary as the other games, along with the bugs that it did have. But aside from that, though, I really did like this game, and I really did have fun, and I don't think it should get the hate as it is. It's not really getting a lot of hate, but the hate that it is being given, I don't think it should be given as much hate as it was. For instance, my friend Chuck, he really likes the game, but he expected more from it because it was a buggy, glitchy mess. But he still likes the game for what it is. But as a whole, I personally think, from what I've experienced with other buggy games and stuff, I just don't think it should be getting as much hate as it should. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about FNAF Security Breach, because honestly, I very much do like this game. I really don't have any problems with it. Well, granted, I kind of do with the whole buggies and glitches and stuff. I do definitely understand that, but every game will have bugs and glitches, so honestly, it's just something we'll need to live with at the end of the day. What games don't have bugs and glitches, you know? But apart from that, that's really all I have to say about FNAF Security Breach. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy, please subscribe, leave a like, click the notification bell, always to the channel. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. And again, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about FNAF Security Breach. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Let me know. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video live stream, boys. And goodbye!